Okay, everybody, here we are. Today is June 14th, 2025, and here we go. It is No King's Day, people. No King's Day. What exactly is a No King's Day? There are protests breaking out all over the country today for this protest of Donald Trump and his deportation efforts. And for those of you who don't know, here, let's see if we can pull this up here real quick. A little live feed. See what we got going on here. No King's Day. Make sure you wear your rainbow flags. I don't see any Mexico flags yet. Immigrants make America great. So the question a lot of people are asking is how many of these people are actually being paid to hold their signs? There were a lot of people posting videos of different media that they received via through email, through handouts, being offered to, if they carry a sign, they'll be paid $200 for the day. This is what democracy looks like now. Here is here's an update for these people. We do not live in a democracy. We do not live in a democracy, people. Not mob rule. Also, why you lost the election. You see, we won the election on the pretext of doing exactly what Donald Trump is doing right now. No, he's not. We the people. So the protest right now looks pretty peaceful. I don't know if that street was shut down for the protest or if they're shutting that street down. If that street was not shut down for the protest, then I would assume that would be an unlawful assembly. Hey Don, how you doing? Audio is wonky. Hang on while I look up this word wonky. Let's see here. Not sure exactly what I can do with the audio. It may be I'm streaming to one, two, three, four, five different platforms at once. So that could be affecting my stream quality. It could be affecting my audio. Hopefully, the recording is going to be what I'm seeing and not what you're seeing. Wow. Upside down flags. America is in distress. Yeah. Some of these people are draped in American flags. Upside down American flags. At least they're not burning them. So I did hear that there was going to be a push for the left to attempt to reclaim the American flag, which is kind of funny. Can say, oh, there we go. There's the Mexican flags. Yeah, Don. Let me know how the audio is on some of the different platforms. If you're on a different platform, let me know how the audio is coming out here. So, in case you guys have been under a rock today, this is not the only news going on. One of the other things that's happened, and let's see if we can put this on hold here for a minute and switch over. I'm going to go over to the Twitter to the X feed, and this is so there's our live feed. This is Melissa Hortman, and Melissa Hortman, she is Minnesota legislature. She's from the Minnesota legislature, uh, and I believe she was the former Speaker of the House there. She was assassinated this morning. Now, I've been looking to see if they've got what information they've got on the assassin. I don't even know if I can say that word. You get bleeped out and censored for so many different things now, but I guess I'm just going to say it as it is. She was assassinated. It was a seems like it was a political assassination. Now, she is a Democrat, and there was also another assassination attempt of another Democrat uh, in the Senate there in Minnesota. Now, what what it might appear to be from the get go, two Democrats with attempted assassinations. You might think that the country is devolving into civil war, but it looks a lot more like, when you actually look at the details surrounding this horrific event. And just so you know, I believe it was her and her husband who were both assassinated, and they leave behind children. So, for those of you who do pray, those kids are going to need a lot of prayer. So if you could lift them up in your prayers this week, um, and this event, which Tim Walls got on and was talking about this being a political assassination, it very well could be a political assassination, but not what most people would think. You would think if two Democrats were being assassinated, it would be from the right that would be conducting this assassination. The problem with that is there was just a vote that was taken in the House there, and Melissa Hortman came out after that vote, and her and the other gentleman who also was shot both voted with Republicans. And shortly after that vote, they were, Melissa was killed along with her husband. And let's see what she has to say coming out after that. After that, these are her last words coming out after voting with Republicans as a Democrat. They're saying that she looks scared after casting that vote. You know, we we don't live in a country where politicians should be afraid to cast their vote based off of how they feel their constituents want them to vote in a particular way. The overwhelming majority of this country supports what um, what Donald Trump is doing by getting rid of uh, the criminal illegals in this country. And yeah, some people are scooped up along the way. Uh, Technically, if you come into this country uh, and you don't check in at the ports of entry, if you just come into this country illegally, which we did have a lot of people do, um, and if you engage in this type of behavior in this country, we don't want you here. Nobody does. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. Let's take a look at what's going on here. Look at this. Boom. This is just dumb. Dumb. What do you think people are going to do? They're going to run you over. Get out of the streets. This is in New York, people. Now, this is what the left has become. This is what the left has become. Just a bunch of idiots, a bunch of young kids. I don't understand why I got hurt. I jumped out in front of your vehicle. Why didn't he stop? Um, Drive over him. And in case you're wondering, is it illegal what they're doing? Take a look at what Governor DeSantis just said in Florida. Take a look at this. As you should. We're idiots. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Mighty mofo. Yeah, I think that may very well be the left. Now, when we're talking about the left, let's get an idea of who these people are now, what they've become. And for a party that is absolutely eating itself to pieces, destroying itself right now. They have no direction. They have no leader. Gavin Newsom is trying to unite them in California. In California, he just looks like an idiot because of the protests going on over there. And he's letting his cities burn. All the people who vote in that, who have the ability to vote in that state and in those cities, they don't want what he's giving them. They don't want all the riots. They don't want their businesses burning. They don't want their stores looted and then gone. Try and get medications there. All the pharmacies are closing. It's happening all over the place in all of these liberal cities. Look who's running these liberal cities. Listen to this person. This is the mental instability, just the absolute craziness of what has become the left. Pay attention to this person in the black. Now this guy's in his truck. They're trying to stop him. Let my people go. Okay, here's somebody with somewhat looks like some authority. I don't know. Is he a security guard? What is he? What is this guy? Some of them listen to him. And then you have this moron. What is wrong? This is why nobody identifies with the left anymore. This is why they have to use paid protesters. If you get run over, guess what? One less vote for stupidity. What are you doing? This is who they are, man. This is who they've become. What is this? Yeah, live on the news. Everything is live. Look at all the news covering this stupidity. Yeah, get that thing off of the truck. Mental illness. This is what mental illness looks like, people. This is what mental illness looks like. In this country, we call them Democrats. These are the liberals. Separating families. What an actress. Look at the demon. There is a demon inside this person. This is what it looks like. Christ is coming, people. Whether you understand that or not, Christ is coming. These people are portals for demons. You are watching the manifestation. Yep, there we go. That's what we need to see. Get them off of there. Boom. See ya. That is what we want to see. That is what we need to see. Thank you, federal agents. Thank you, Trump, for allowing them to do their job. Peace. Yeah, arrest them. They didn't even arrest her. I think they're figuring out if they don't get her and arrest her, just stupid. Mental illness. Mental freaking illness. These people are jokes. Absolute jokes. Here's one here. We got Tim Walls. This is what he had to say about the assassination of Melissa Hortman this morning. Tim Walls, Mr. Walls. Democrats have been ramping up all the rhetoric to try to have Donald Trump assassinated or anybody who opposes their party. And this is what happens. You know, you got people on their own side. So here it says it's been revealed Minnesota Democratic lawmakers shot last night State Representative Melissa Hortman, who formerly, I believe, was the Speaker of the House in Minnesota, and State Senator John Hoffman, both recently voted against their party. They voted against their party, people, with Hortman supporting repeal of free health care for illegals and Hoffman joining Republicans in the Senate to pass it. So here you have people who went against their party at a time where the Democrats are just in a mess. They are a wreck of a party, and they have nothing that they can stand on. And everybody's talking about the 80-20 issues, and they're on the 20 on almost every single issue. Actually, they are on every single issue. There's not a single issue that they're not, or if the issue is split 80-20, and the people overwhelmingly supported, the Democrats are championing that 20%. And these people said no more. They said they can't do that. They're not going to get elected if they continue to push stupidity through their party. Their constituents are not going to continue reelecting them. And this is the result, people. This is the result of what happens when you go against that party. And take a look at this. This is how uninformed the left has become. So you have a lot of people who went out to, it looks like Egypt, and they had a march to Gaza in solidarity with the Palestinians. I don't think liberals understand that Muslims do not like them. They do not like you. And in their countries, they will kill you. So a bunch of liberals learned that this week when they went and tried to march in Egypt, and they were attacked. Look at this. Look at this. Getting her hair pulled, punched, kicked. Bring the rainbow flags there. Take out your rainbow flag. See what happens to you. Absolute, complete, disconnected, brain dead moron. This is what the left has now. This is what they've become. They have zero understanding of anything going on in the world, zero understanding of how what these people believe, how they live. In one breath, they're pushing for women's rights and gays and trans, and in the other breath, they're supporting Hamas, who would kill them for it. They are clueless, absolutely clueless. I mean, I can't stop watching these videos. You get on here, and they're all over the place. Oh, what do we got here? This ain't Mexico. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. This is pretty funny. This is a little the language is a little intense, but I think it's pretty funny here. This is Cat Williams doing stand up. Oh man, he's I don't know, he's standing up to some cartel, Mexican cartel, sitting in his front row. He's crazy. Well, for those people who say that this land was stolen, again, they have no clue what they're talking about. This land was purchased from Mexico. Mexico sold this land to the United States. We bought it. And they're actually pretty lucky that we bought it because we could have just taken it. We could have, militarily. Absolutely crazy, man. Cat Williams. This is interesting. So let's take a look at this. President of the Mexican Senate just said that they might take back American land based on an 1830s map. Mexico has sent illegals, threatened annexation, and called for violence. Mexico is not an ally there. Let's see what this maybe a third or at least a quarter until Mexico until 1846. Build a wall, pay for it, do it according to the map of Mexico from this is what that used to belong to Mexico in 1830. This is not 1830, buddy. A third of the United States did belong to Mexico until it was sold. Yeah. What else do we got going on here? Let's see. Some more Instagram stuff. Oh, these guys just going out into traffic. This is how they stop the highway. Don't stop for these people. Run them over. Seriously. Run them over. Hit them. Well, just like that truck. Just go right through them. Otherwise, this is what you're going to get. Look at all the Mexican flags. My family heritage on my mother's side, Mexican. I do not in any way, shape, or form support anything with what is going on in these streets. Mexican Americans, absolutely. But that flag, I wear a Mexico shirt, proud of my heritage, but I'm not flying the flag and burning the American flag. Absolutely not. You're so proud of your Mexican heritage. Go back to Mexico. No, this was not stolen land. It was purchased land. And then just, run them over, just keep going. And Newark, New Jersey. So these guys thought they was slick. They're banging on the fence, and then finally the ICE agents get released. Bang bang! Get the heck away from the fence. Yeah, this is not Biden's America. This is Trump's America. You're not going to be allowed to just bang on stuff. You're not going to be allowed to cause destruction. You're not going to be allowed to spit on these people. And you're sure not going to be allowed to put your hands on them. Yes, Australia audio is wonky. Yes, I see. Beware of wonky audio, people. My audio goes in and out. I am trying to stream right now on about 5 different platforms at once. I am in cow country. I have the internet that I have here is through one Elon Musk with his Starlink. So I am trying to broadcast using a very minimal amount of bandwidth. So hopefully the recording is better than what the actual live stream is. Look at what these people, look at what these people have become. It is just, they are, I don't know. Do they think that this is Biden's America? Like what are they thinking? Oh, I don't know. Let's see what else we got on here. Let's take a look. Do a little search. Let's check out the assassination. Minnesota Minnesota assassination. Okay, we saw Tim Walz. Oh, what do we got here? Dan Bongino. The FBI is fully engaged on the ground in Minnesota and is working in collaboration with our local and state partners. Mr. Bongino. I know a lot of people are kind of upset with the DOJ, with Pam Bondi, with Bongino, with Cash Patel, because we really haven't seen much of the results. Now, I'm thinking maybe they're holding on to some of this stuff in hopes that before the midterm elections, they'll start releasing some of it and it will be a factor in the midterm elections. I'm hoping that's what's going on, because if it's not, then somebody's not doing their job. Let's see what else we got here. Mr. Bongino. We got the assassination of a Minnesota lawmaker and her husband is absolutely horrific and demonic. Somebody else. Let's see. We got Sean Fucht. I don't know how you spell that, how you pronounce it. Fucht. Spirit of violence has taken over the state of Minnesota. We need Jesus. You absolutely do. There is a demonic force flowing through the country today. And that demonic force is what is behind this No Kings protest. Let's see, it's been revealed the Minnesota Democratic lawmaker shot last night. Both recently voted against their party, with Hortman supporting repeal of the health care for illegals and Hoffman joining Republicans in the Senate to pass it. I believe this is the video we may have played earlier. Oh, so breaking. The suspect has been identified as Vance Bolter. Tim Walz came out and said it was a political assassination. It was a Tim Walz appointee. He had no King's flyers in his vehicle. Wow. Wow. Vance Bolter, people, the suspected assassin. Wow. It's official. The political assassination of the Democrats in Minnesota was done by the Democrats. It was done by a Tim Walz appointee, and probably more than likely It was because they voted against their party. The Democrats are crumbling. They are eating their own, people. Eating their own. That is absolutely insane. I'm going to have to, let's see. Let's see what we can find on this guy, Mr. Bolter. Lance Bolter. What do we got on him? Try a search. How many people are searching him right now? What do we got? Just announced the suspect who murdered Minnesota House Representative Melissa Portman this morning has been identified as 57-year-old Vance Bolter. No Kings flyers were found in his car. He was a Tim Walz appointee to one of the governor's boards. Here is Tim Walz notice of appointment, Vance Bolter. The Democrats have officially become third world people. They are assassinating their own people. Look at this guy. This is the I believe this is the man who did the job. Decided to take it into his own hands and assassinate people in his own party for voting in a way that he did not agree with. This is who the Democrats have become, people. It is time to purge this country of this type of rhetoric that is leading to these types of tragedies. Absolutely insane. You know, when we heard about it this morning, I think a lot of people thought maybe, I mean, how many people really thought all of the people that have been assassinating people recently have been leftists. They have become terrorists in this country. It's time to go after them. They have become terrorists. Their political strategies, their ideologies, anti American, burning flags, raising the flags of other countries. It's time to go after these people. It's time to put them in prison, not jail, prison. Wow. All of this stuff going on. Absolutely insane. This poor family, lives taken. And here you have Tim Walz. Tim Walz publicly promoted the No Kings protest and is even a headliner for the event. Huh. Absolutely insane. It's time. It is time, people. It is time. Start arresting them. Pam Bondi, start arresting them. The FBI, you should be doing the investigations. You should have all the stuff that's needed to turn over to the DOJ so they can go after these people. Put them in prison. Political repercussions aside, obviously, you look at history, you look at Hitler and when Hitler took power, he committed a false flag against his his own building, his own political building, which is kind of looks exactly like what January 6th was. Blamed it on his political opposition and then went after them and arrested them. Now, now it's time to start looking at these Hitlers, these people who point the finger at everybody else while they're doing everything that they're claiming that their opposition is doing, that Donald Trump is doing. They're the ones who are guilty of doing all of these things. Nothing that they say has any truth to it whatsoever. All they know how to do is gaslight their people. They've dumbed down their school systems so much that the people growing up in that system don't have any exposure whatsoever to what is real, what is true. Everything that they put out is about emotion. Well, looks like it's breaking everywhere. Let's see this. We haven't seen this one yet. As we just said, emotional. Huh. Wow. Well, let's see what we got here. Let's take a look at the No Kings protest going on. That's what we got here. Okay, so there we go. Here is the protest. Tim Walz, I feel bad for Tim Walz. Tim Walz came out and called it a political assassination probably before he knew that his own people did it. All right, people. Let's see what democracy looks like here as we bring in the No Kings riots over here. Let's see what we got. And Oklahoma City, No Kings protest rained out. Oh, all rained out. Look at these guys. Oh, they're gonna have to put in a rain check here. Let's see. Some of these people. Let's see. What's he saying here? Hey, she's right. George Soros. Can you not hear the videos when they're playing? Can you hear the video? I see, Leah. You just asked, are we supposed to hear the video you were playing? I'm hoping you guys can hear the videos. Can you guys hear? Can you hear the videos? I'm hearing it in here. Hopefully, you guys can hear the videos as they're playing. And we got Gavin Newsom, AI. Look at all these. These are all the protests that are planned today. Look at all these No Kings protests. How many of them are getting rained out? Let's see. Donald Trump. Let's see what he has to say about No Kings. Trump. Trump being Trump. Let's see what we got. No Kings protest. None of the audio for the videos is coming through. That's not good. Let's see. I'm hearing it inside, and all of my settings look right. Let's see. Hang on. Let's see what we got here. Let's try this. Hello. And audio. Okay. Hopefully that fixed the audio piece. There it is. Okay. Wow. Well, how we gone through this whole broadcast without having any audio? That's funny. Well, all you got to hear was my commentary on it. Well, at least now you can hear it. There we go. No Kings protests going on all over the country. Everything these people are doing, at least they're not in the streets. It looks like they're up on the sidewalks. Some of them fly flags upside down, but I see American flags, so that's great. You know, if the left wants to fly American flags while they're protesting, and they're protesting in a legal manner, I am all for that. Let your voice be heard, people. But stay out of the streets. You know, you want to make a statement by flying the flag upside down, have at it. But under no circumstances should you ever be burning that flag, or you need to get the heck out of our country. Technical difficulties today. Yes, technical difficulties today. It's been a while since I did a live broadcast. Typically, what I'll do is go through and record it and then put it out. The audio is much better when I do that. Also, I can tell when, let's say, there's no feed for the videos that I'm playing behind me here. But now we got it all situated and everything's working.
If you dropped straight into your competitor's marketing meeting, imagine the secrets you'd hear. Their top marketing channels.
All right.
All of their top paid.
What else do we got here?
Keywords, best performing ads. Total.
We got YouTube. Let's get rid of YouTube. Let's go back to X. On the X account. Blow that up over there. See what else we got going on. What's POTUS got to say?
But the important takeaway from today is this. Communists have no friends. Cat's out of the bag. Cat's out of the bag, folks. Being part of a Karl Marx Mental Health Peer Alliance, or whatever they call their gay little groups. That's not friendship, that's a cult.
Whatever they call their gay little groups.
Real friends challenge your nonsense. They say, hey, you're ugly, but I like you. That's friendship 101. The corrupt Democrats don't want you to know this.
What the heck did he just say?
You don't have to be a hammer and sickle-toting, gender-bender Looney Tune with a body count in the triple digits. If you're a lefty, call your dad, tell him you're tired of being a disgusting weirdo.
Is this AI? Is this really Trump saying this? What the heck is going on?
The first time many of these people have heard that in their entire lives. It's true. We'd all love it if they went the way of the dodo bird.
What?
We'd all.
Okay, this is a deep fake, quite obviously. That was hilarious.
We'd all love it if they went the way of the dodo bird, if you catch my drift. But the important takeaway from today is this. Communists have no friends. Cat's out of the bag. Cat's out of the bag, folks. Being part of a Karl Marx Mental Health Peer Alliance, or whatever they call their gay little groups.
It is funny, though. No Kings protest. No Kings protest. We are a people of principle and honor, although we can't name any of our principles. And where is the honor in burning the flag? Where is the honor of flying the flags of other countries? Where is that honor? We honor our commitments and stand by our allies. Okay. Our ally is Israel, not Hamas. We defend against aggression by dictators. Well, yeah, that's exactly what we did when we got Joe Biden out of office, right? And it looks like they kind of crossed out, we uphold and defend the Constitution. Do they really? They break all the laws. Now that Trump is in there, they're being held accountable. But they were lawless. For 4 years, they were lawless. This is their flyer. We care for veterans and children. Oh, we know how much they care for children. We definitely know how much they care for children. And the veterans, yeah. What are they giving them? Free tents to live outside? Is that what it is? Free tents, trying to give out free money for everybody that's living on the streets as long as they have a drug needle in their arms? We respect our neighbors and trading partners. Respecting your neighbor and your trading partner while they're taking full advantage of you. That doesn't make any sense. Respect our neighbors and trading partners. They, too, should have mutual respect. How much respect do you think there was when Joe Biden was tripping over sandbags and up the stairs of the Air Force One? We support a healthy national and international economy. Healthy. The way that they go about getting this healthy international economy, you see, if you look at the policies of Joe Biden and you compare them with, let's say, the policies of Barack Obama and compare those with the policies of George Bush, you'll see that all the policies for them were virtually the same and dictated pretty much by the military-industrial complex. That is why war after war after war was breaking out. George Bush being one of the worst. 9/11. If you don't know the link between September 11th, 2001 and what happened in 1962, you haven't done enough research yet. We are the world leader trusted to uphold the stability of rule of law. Are the Democrats really that dumb? Do they think that everybody else is that dumb to think that they're the party of the rule of law? When all they do is use lawfare to try to instigate a civil war? It's absolutely asinine. These people are moronic. Let's see
Given
what
the targeted shootings of state lawmakers
she was
that
speaking
happened
earlier
overnight,
on the
we are asking
assassination.
the public to not attend today's planned demonstrations across Minnesota out of an abundance of caution. I'll stand for any questions.
Are there reasons to believe that these events were also targeted by the person in the manifesto in the car?
We don't have any direct links. However, there were some flyers that said no kings within the suspect vehicle. And as we know, the planned events throughout the state of Minnesota today is a no kings event.
Full update on the status of the suspect.
I don't have any information on the ongoing investigation right now.
On the list of targets, for lack of a better term, are all of the people on the list, have they all been notified, and do they have law enforcement presence with them?
Again, that is part of the investigation right now, so I'm not going to answer those. Thank you.
Does anybody have any questions on the investigation? Yes, that's part of the investigation. I can't answer that question.
And good afternoon again, everyone, or good morning. Drew Evans, Superintendent of the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension.
Why would you take questions if you can't answer any questions?
What I wanted to note, though, is part of this, the references, the individual that is a person of interest that we've talked about, or individuals, are not in custody at this time. And so the reference materials that were inside of the vehicle that we saw, we have no understanding that any of the No Kings events would be targeted, but we also find it of interest to the public that these would be in there, and we want to alert everybody until we do that, because this is such an active investigation.
Let's see what we got. Breaking news, hours before the Marxists kick off their No Kings riots, 2 Democrats in Minnesota were shot, one of them assassinated. Senator John Hoffman and Representative Melissa Hortman, as well as their spouses, were shot. Hortman recently supported repealing health care benefits for illegal aliens. That is what this whole thing is about. The Democrats. Hakeem Jeffries, let's see what you say.
Is disgusting. The targeted and tragic attack directed at 2 Minnesota elected officials is disgusting. And it should disgust anyone who has any decency in this country.
Mr. Jeffries, it does disgust us. It disgusts us because we all know that it is the left attacking the left right now. You are all in disarray, sir. You need to check your party.
There are so-called leaders in America in elected and appointed office who are creating a climate of violence.
The climate of violence. You are correct. And all of them are on the left. This happened to your party from within your own party because of rhetoric that you guys are putting out. You're fighting with each other. Now you're eating each other.
Making it clear to some of their supporters that it should be open season on public officials.
I believe you declared it to be open season on public officials when you stripped Donald Trump of his ability to defend himself when he was out campaigning, of which he was almost assassinated 3 times. Now, your own people are turning on you. That's what you're witnessing. You have built and developed a climate of people who are out of control, who have lost touch with reality because all they know is the nonsense that you're feeding them.
They are targeting, arresting, prosecuting, and manhandling people who are elected to serve their communities and going after them simply for doing their jobs. Enough. Take some responsibility for the climate that you have created and change course immediately.
No. Yeah. I hope you're taking your own advice, sir. Take your own advice. All of these things that the left, the Democrats are putting out, you are the ones making your own bed. Your people are being assassinated by your people. This is amazing. If you haven't heard this guy yet, this guy was absolutely, he was funny.
A sheriff issuing words of warning if it gets violent.
We will kill you.
Graveyard dead.
Tonight, controversial
we will kill you,
comments as
graveyard
Florida
dead.
braces for protests against President Trump's policies.
A sheriff issuing words of warning if it gets violent.
We will kill you, graveyard dead.
We will
Governor
kill you,
DeSantis
graveyard
also
dead.
sending a strong message saying drivers can hit protesters to defend themselves.
Absolutely.
You have a right to flee for your safety. And so if you drive off and you hit one of these people, that's their fault.
Now, some of those protests are set to take place here in South Florida this weekend.
CBS News Miami's Anna McAllister joins us from one of the locations with
Protest at your own risk in Florida.
The key word that we're hearing from state and local officials is peaceful. They are urging anyone who attends these
I'm not seeing too much going on with this whole No Kings protesting. Doesn't look like a lot of violence, which is good. Here's the senior riot division. This looks pretty funny. What the heck is going on here? Uh-oh, ran out of batteries. Oh, somebody's not paying attention. Hey, look, there's Biden. Oh. What is going on here? These are all the kings and queens, I guess? No kings. Everything about this is a joke. Los Angeles. Let's see. Let's see what she has to say.
That's why they're changing tactics, because they know how quickly we mobilize. That's why they're changing tactics, because community defense works and our resistance has slowed them down before. And if they're escalating their tactics, then so are we. When they show up, we gotta show up even stronger. They know how quickly we mobilize. That's why they're changing tactics.
I don't know. Oh, everybody's boarding up downtown LA for the No Kings protest, all boarded up. This is apparently what the left wants. What do we got here? Violent clashes erupt as anti-ICE protests. When was this? A couple days ago. Water cannons full of ink. That's funny. Use water cannons full of ink. Look at the police force. This is what was missing under Biden. Yes. Arrest them, take them away, put them in prison, take the rags off, take the masks off.
Let them go! Let them go! Let them go! Let them go! Let them go!
Dumb. Absolutely dumb. Man, imagine being that girl. She's getting dragged one way by her arms by the police, dragged in another direction by, I'm assuming, her friends. Beat by batons. Yeah, this is definitely not Biden's America. Let's do it up. Oh, what do we got? Laura Loomer. What's she got on here?
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Amy, give me your N95 mask.
Donald Trump on the toilet? Is that what this is? With a Pinocchio nose?
Please post on social media.
Did you guys make this? I like
No,
it.
the artists are two old lesbian feminists.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Are you guys gonna wheel this around all day?
Yeah.
That's insane. It's a good workout.
I mean, something like this, I give him credit for creativity as long as it's not vulgar. It is kind of funny. All right, what do we got here? When was this? 2 hours ago. Riot gear. New York. Here's No Kings in New York. Hey, this looks like a parade. I thought the left was afraid of parades. Weren't they saying that Donald Trump's military parade, even though every single country around the world does these military parades, they want to liken it to that of Kim Jong-un in North Korea or China and say that it's scary? Parades are scary. We go with the Hamas flags. Flying the flags of terrorists. Yeah, this should not be legal. All the police are in riot gear and they're just watching the march as long as it stays a march. But we all know what happens when the sun goes down. When the sun goes down. Uh-oh. Does this guy got a MAGA hat on? Going through the No Kings protest? Here we go. Oh, look at it. Here we go. I'm assuming this is one way to get the police involved.
I appreciate it. No, thanks. No. Make
This guy's awesome. Dude, why is it they all look like they're wrecked? No kings. Well, here we go with the No Kings protest. Where is this? Nationwide mass chaos, Los Angeles.
All around the country. No king. No king protest.
No Kings protest.
Street rallies, marches, all types of things are going to go on here throughout the day. We're going to monitor the situation. It looks like there is a mass gathering, and it looks like this is Atlanta. And you see what they're screaming and yelling. So this is going to be a big day nationwide. And we're just going to monitor and sit here and see what's going on. Come on in, JLR Vestibule. Looks like they're going to be doing marches and protests all around the country. I'm very concerned about what's going to happen tonight.
Yeah, tonight, the freaks come out at night. We all know the freaks come out at night. Let's see, what else do we go? Oh, demonstrators needed. Here we go. Here's the key to how to stage a protest. Looking for demonstrators to get involved in downtown Seattle. This is my neck of the woods, people. Yes, Seattle is such a cesspool these days of leftists surrounding and burning cars and Teslas and keying Teslas and shutting down the dealerships and just craziness, absolute craziness. So $500 base pay for being there between the hours of noon and 4 p.m. Food and drink will be provided. Looking for provocative style wear to help make a point. $500 bonus for video evidence of First Amendment suppression from government officials. Wow. And they say that that it's Trump who is trying to fan the flames here. Doesn't look like it, people. Doesn't look like it. What do we got here? We got some more Laura Loomer videos. This is in Washington, D.C., people. I think there was like 5 people clapping.
I like your costume. Want to describe it?
It's Luigi.
Yeah. Down with ice, right?
Melt ice. Oh, what do we got here? What's going on here? When was this posted? 18 hours a day. Let's see what we got. This looks like video montage. No kings, mass protest. Still more no kings. Doesn't look like there's too much going on right now as far as anything crazy happening. And right now it's looks like it's about 1:30 here, so that means it's 4:30 on the East Coast. So New York getting into the heat of the day. At some point these people will start to become restless. And who knows what's going to happen when the sun goes down. I mean, is this all that this No Kings protest was going to do? Just an actual protest? Are the Democrats actually becoming normal Americans? There are some people who are, when they start seeing who's funding these people, here we go. So we got Neville Singham and the Soros, George Soros. You know, let's take a look at this. This looks pretty interesting. What do we got here? China-linked tech tycoon. So I've seen a lot on this guy, Neville Singham, as being one of the guys that Congress really wants to look into. Oh, 80,000. Josh says 80,000 allegedly in the Philadelphia No Kings protest. Let's take a look at this. And Philadelphia. Let's get out of this and check out Philadelphia No Kings. Let's see what we got going on here. Thousands expected at flagship protest in Philly. Mental illness. Here we go. Let's see.
I'm just so scared. I'm 74 years old. I worry about everything, and I just am so scared and upset, and I don't understand why people voted for this person. I just.
Does anybody else see what the left does to people using media? They make them afraid of a boogeyman. A boogeyman. This woman is petrified. And she probably doesn't even know what she's petrified of. It's an idea or a concept that is drilled into these people using CNN, MSNBC, NBC, ABC, CBS, using all the networks to push this fear, this emotion into them. And these people don't know any better. They're too busy sucking on fluoride in their drinking water and in their toothpaste, too busy to understand what's really being done to them. Whether it's through pharmaceuticals, these are the same people who were touting the vaccine. I don't know. Can I say vaccine? Are they going to shut me off for saying vaccine now? Oh, no, wait. Biden lost. Kamala Harris lost. We have Trump in there again. I think it's okay to say the word vaccine again, right? Can you still hear me? Can everybody still hear me? Did they shut me off? Did they kill my feed? I don't think they did. Free speech is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Now, the way that the people on the left, the Democrats, they're sitting here watching all of this news media, and all it does is it scares them. What is fascism? Fascism is governing people using fear. They want to point to Donald Trump and say that Trump is fascist, yet take a look at who the Bush family got behind. They didn't get behind Trump. Remember when Bush was president, all the Democrats were out there calling him a fascist, putting Nazi signs on their arms and saying that Bush is a fascist, and they had the little Hitler stash on Bush. Well, that was real. That was real. Why was that real? Well, because George Walker Bush, who was the most recent Bush president, his father, George Herbert Walker Bush, and then his father, Prescott Bush. Prescott Bush, you see, was on the board of directors of the Union Banking Corporation with his father-in-law, George Herbert Walker, which is where George Herbert Walker Bush got his first, middle, and last name from. Two middle names, Herbert Walker. So it was Herbert Walker was his father-in-law. And the Union Banking Corporation was actually raided by the FBI during World War II for aiding and abetting an enemy at a time of war. People, that is treason. And what were they doing? They were pushing money over to Nazi Germany. Yeah, the Bushes actually were Nazis. They invested heavily in the Nazi regime through a man by the name of Fritz Thyssen and his Thyssen funds, which helped the Nazi machine. And George Bush, I believe George Bush did not endorse Mr. Donald Trump. No. You see, the Republican Party purged itself of the war machine. We purged the party of these old school, old boys club, the John McCains, the Dick Cheneys, and the Bushes. You know, you think of who Trump had to beat in order to become president in 2016. He had to beat the most powerful people in the planet in politics. The Bush family controlled the right, and the Clintons controlled the left. And he went through and beat John Ellis Bush. His acronym for his name is JEB, which is why everybody calls him Jeb. But Donald Trump had to first beat Jeb Bush to win the Republican nomination, which I don't know if most people know this, but Donald Trump was heavily funded by Democrats during the 2016 primaries because the Democrats thought that he would be the easiest to beat. And then when it came to, they sunk way too much money into him, because when it came time for him to come up against Hillary Clinton, not only did he beat the most powerful family on the right, but then he turned around and beat the most powerful family on the left to become president in 2016. But I don't think Donald Trump knew what he was getting into in 2016. But he definitely got his feet wet, and he definitely knows what he's doing now. Let's see what these Democrats are doing, jumping up and down here.
You are the community to this president's chaos. And together, we build a future of opportunity and justice for all. Hope over fear, aspiration over anger, the promise of America for each and every American. That is what we are fighting for today. Billy, you are the...
I don't think these people have much of a clue what is going on. Here we go. Flags flying upside down. Distress, people. America's in distress. Oh, look at, they're trying to reclaim the flags. What are they? I think they told everybody, stop burning the flags. Stop flying Mexican flags. And get the American people on your side, because the American people don't want to see our flags burning in the streets, you idiots. We don't want to see you flying the flags of other countries in our streets. So this No Kings protest looks like it's I would say, successful protest, as in it's successful because there's no violence. It's successful because they are flying American flags, be it upside down, some of them, but they're flying American flags. They're not flying Mexican flags. You know, they have a message that they're putting out there, and there's nothing wrong with having a message. Some people dressed up, looks like, as patriots.
We the people own this town.
We the people own this town. I would say whoever organized the No Kings did a pretty good job in the fact that it does look like every single one of these rallies has American flags. They're not on fire. They're not touching the ground. The left is trying to reclaim the American flag. I have not seen any Mexican flags. And apparently this No Kings protest has nothing to do with immigration.
In Minnesota have been killed and shot, killed by a deception, a person impersonating law enforcement, inflicting death. And in this moment, my brothers and sisters, let us repent as a nation of all this violence and death. Let us pray for the souls of those killed, the recovery of those who were hurt and harmed. Can we pray for the families of those who've been shaken, the communities once again that have been rocked? Let us pray for the law enforcement that are doing the right thing. Pray for the capture of the killers, the quick capture, and any behind this murderous deed. They claim they also he had a manifesto of other names. Let us pray that the hearts of elected officials to find the heart to set aside the politics of violence and greed and corruption and hate and death, and that we can find a way to do like we're doing here today and be one humanity.
That's a great message.
My faith in times like these says to be still and know that God is a very present help in the time of trouble. My faith calls us to, and the faith of many others, to embrace love and to rebuke hate, to rebuke fear, to rebuke death. And so let us do that together in this place in Philadelphia.
Amen. Not a bad message. Not a bad message. Oh, let's see what we got here. Looks like a lot of people. It's a great view of this march going through Philly. Let's see what we got here. Is the left trying to turn a corner? Look at all the American flags. I think everybody was told to bring American flags. What do you guys think? Do you think that these people are being told to bring American flags? And they're not burning them.
Yep, there they are.
Oh.
That is definitely Antifa.
Antifa. So you know what they're doing. So you have all the normal people who showed up for a regular protest, right? These are the people who are doing it right. And now you got the agitators.
Did you already take some?
Yes,
What?
Hey, wait a minute. Was that Seattle?
I'm scared.
Nope. Still Philly? Yeah, Philly. Eye in the sky, keeping an eye on everything going on down below. And I'll tell you what, I mean, so far so good, man. This big day, the big King's Day, the big King's Day protest, no kings. I will say that this is what a successful protest actually looks like. They're doing a great job so far. Now let's see if they can carry this on into the night, or if these people get restless, or now do the agitators come in. Here we go, driving through. Let's see what it looks like. See, this is what it should be. You got a great protest. This looks great. This guy's driving through the city, and you see how big the protest is. They're not blocking him from being able to get from point A to point B. That's how you get your message out. Somebody woke up the left? Like, what the heck is going on here? They realize they don't have to break laws. Okay, here comes the Antifa. I don't even know what that is. That has to be the message with the flag. Josh, what do you think? It's got to be... There must have been a message that went out to everybody to bring American flags and leave the Mexican flags at home. Look at even the kids. As I say, even the kids. I mean, you know, that it's terrible language, but it is protected language. You know, that, I mean, so far it looks like a good, you know, people taking part in this type of a protest. Having your kids come out, you don't have to worry about violence. You know, your kids can be a part of it. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with what's going on with it, but I can respect what it is that they're doing, and they're doing it in a peaceful manner. This is what it's supposed to look like. Although somebody is flying, I do believe I see a Ukraine flag in there. Some sign about tacos. Eat at Joe's. So yeah, the theme seems to be very similar across the boards here, people. It seems to be, let's see what we got up close and personal here. Why is the protest stopped here? What's everybody stopping for? Just a. Uh-oh. We got.
I had this leaked to me last night.
Okay.
So, and it's going up on the Post
Yeah.
Millennial soon here.
Yeah.
Libby Emmons is cracking on it and cranking. But
Steve
I've got the
Bannon.
Philadelphia Police Department's Office of Intelligence and Analysis report, and I can get this out as well. It's the threat report for the entire city for today and the Delaware Valley.
Holy mackerel! How many
region.
pages is that?
It's about 12 pages long. But
Wow.
I'll go
That's
here.
the intelligence division of the Philadelphia Police.
That's right. And I've got so here the number one highest threat that they're saying for total risk score of 378. I believe it's out, and they would say high is anything over 176.
Wow.
They're saying high risk of mass casualty incident.
Holy, give
Mass
me that again.
casualties.
High risk mass casualty incident. That's number one.
Well, I'm sure they're
And that's
preparing for
number
that,
one.
but I didn't see anything that looked anything like it was going to be that.
It's a rally planned today on what is Flag Day and Donald Trump's birthday. It's supposed to be in opposition to the military parade that he has planned for the 250th birthday of the Army. Instead, you have thousands of people that we've seen here from Philadelphia and beyond, the suburbs, all sorts of places. I've talked to people from Washington, D.C., Georgia, all to protest this No Kings rally. I asked about the title. I said, why No Kings? They said they believe that the President of the United States is acting like a king, and they want to protest.
Acting like a king. That is just such garbage.
Women's rights people I've spoken to at this point, people who are advocating for LGBTQIA rights, anything you can think of.
They're holding all these signs, and the signs probably say no kings, and they say Donald Trump is a king. But you ask them, how does he act like a king? They can't answer you.
Again, this is a nationwide effort, and you can see the sheer amount of people that came here to Philadelphia. They chose Philadelphia as their place that they're going to be marching. The march is going all the way from Love Park down to Aikens Oval, where there's going to be a rally with multiple speakers after that. A full-day event planned here in Philadelphia. I can tell you the crowd that I'm seeing, it's a lot of families, it's a lot of different types of people, and it's been very peaceful so far. Of course, everyone is hoping that it's...
Well, here we go. No kings. No kings rally. More marching. Just looks like a whole bunch of marching going on. Okay, what do we got here?
Simple to take care that the laws are faithfully executed. That's it.
Okay, looks like Maryland. Jamie Raskin. It looks like they didn't get the memo. This is the only No Kings rally that didn't get the Fly American Flags memo.
You didn't get that memo, did you, Mr. President?
Yeah. You didn't get the memo, did you, Mr. Raskin?
Acting as if it's irrelevant to the only thing that matters, which is your...
Is it me, or does it look like he is giving a speech in the Middle East? Does he not even realize what this looks like?
Stop violating the rights of the people. Stop trespassing on the powers of Congress. Stop staging provocation.
And everything that he is saying, that Raskin is saying, these are all the things that the Democrats are doing and trying to do with the courts. Yeah, the courts.
Just threw Senator Padilla to the ground. Kneeled on his
Mr. Padilla deserved to be tackled. He deserved to be arrested. He could have asked for a meeting with Kristi Noem, and she would have granted it to him. But instead, he decides to storm into a press conference and storm the area that she was speaking without any warning of him being there or who he was. Now, granted, he did, I don't know if you guys have seen the video, but he did announce that he was a senator. But I mean, anybody can announce that they're a senator. No identification, to which the police did identify him after they got him into cuffs and then let him go. But they did exactly what they should have done. Let's see what we got here. Just a whole lot of protesting going on in Philly. How about anything going on in Boston? Let's see what's going on in Boston. You don't hear too much from Boston. Boston is like it's one of the most liberal areas in the entire country, but you don't hear a whole lot. Like, they're one of the cleaner, dare I say it, cleaner liberal areas. And, you have to ask why. Why is it? See, I live out by Seattle, and out here, gas in Seattle, $4.50. This is for regular gasoline, people. This isn't premium. This isn't high test. This is regular gasoline. Is selling for between $4.50 and $4.99, almost $5 a gallon. That's what you're paying in Seattle. Very liberal state. Now, why is it that in Boston, also a liberal state, everybody over there is paying about $2.50 to $3 a gallon, $2 less? And it's funny because, you look over there in Boston and you get a lot of the rich liberals. And you come over here, not that you don't have a lot of the college students, but, the college students that are over there, you got Harvard. You got MIT. You got some pretty high-profile colleges over there. And over here on the West Coast, we got a lot of college kids that are out there protesting and just destroying stuff. And, if you turn the clock back to the last time these idiots were protesting here, they took over a section of Seattle. If you guys remember Chaz, the autonomous zone, and didn't allow any police in. And that just evolved into what? They set up a wall, which is everything that they were protesting against. And then there was lawlessness inside. So these people are mentally deranged. And, you look at Boston. Let's take a look at some of the protests going on over there.
Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free.
This is a No Kings protest, Free Palestine. That's what's going on in Boston. No Kings protest, and it's Free Palestine. Okay. I think you guys have never done any type of history whatsoever on these people who run the countries that are in the Middle East. Oh, man. Fix your heart or die. Well, I'm probably going to guess that the majority of these people here probably took not just the vaccine, but probably also took the booster shots. So that sign, kind of ironic. Lots of rainbows going on here. Welcome to Boston, people. Welcome to Boston. And we got the Prudential. Looks like a lot of stuff going on here. All right, let's see what else we got. No Kings. Really, Boston Pride. That's kind of funny. Everybody's buying the No Kings. How much are these people making selling these shirts? No King shirts, No King sweatshirts. Resist with pride. Welcome to Boston, people. Yes. So we have what's going on in Boston is pretty much Sodom and Gomorrah. That's what it looks like over there. That looks like a pretty good Pretty good turnout in the common here. At least traffic's moving over in Boston as well. It looks like maybe everybody was told to be good today. Where else can we look? We've looked in Philadelphia, Boston. Let's take a look at Los Angeles.
They're going to work. They're going to places like home parking lots, car washes, garment factories, places where people go to work who have been here. I've spoken to several families who've been affected by these raids. People who have been here for 20, 30 years, who have U.S. citizen
MSNBC.
children, who are in their 20s, who are in their teens, in many cases U.S. citizen grandchildren. The degree of embeddedness in the fabric of Los Angeles that this community has is the reason I think that these enforcement actions and the way they were carried out really struck a nerve, and it's why we're seeing what we're seeing today and why we're seeing what we've been seeing over the course of the last week.
You're spot on. That is what's bringing people out, because these numbers are absolutely overwhelming downtown Los Angeles right now. Let's just hope and pray that it all stays.
Press records or who have open warrants. They're going to work. They're going to places like home parking lots, car washes, garment factories, places where people go to work who have been here. I've spoken to.
Yeah, they're going where they are. They're going to pick them up. They're not just sitting around waiting. What would solve that? What would actually solve that problem of, let's say, ICE going around to Home Depots, going around to people's jobs and picking them up there? Wouldn't it be better if instead of when these criminals are arrested and being held in jail, and because it's a sanctuary city, they don't charge these people. They just let them right back out onto the streets because they don't want ICE to come and get them. Wouldn't it be better if they contacted ICE to just take the criminals? Wouldn't that be so much like, why on earth would they not do that? Oh, because they want to push these criminals back out onto the streets. And look at what happens in their communities. Murder, death, graffiti, drug addicts.
Flag Donald Trump! 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 Flag Donald Trump!
Yo, that looked like looked like a Saturday Night Live skit. Was it SNL? I can't remember. Or Chris Rock, when Chris Rock played the dude, crack addict. Let's see. Los Angeles.
Car washes.
No, the MSNBC. Front lines. Let's see what's going on in Los Angeles.
My friends, when we think about the Holocaust as our go-to reference point for fascism, I need us to remember it was not born out of 1940s Germany. Hitler and his cronies took notes from America, from our Jim Crow laws.
She's right.
Oppression of our first peoples, and from
We shipped over to Adolf Hitler. We shipped over all of the eugenicists, top U.S. eugenicists.
someone else's pattern. It's following our own.
And they were the advisors for Adolf Hitler. So even Los Angeles, they're flying California flags, they're flying American flags, California flag. Not a lot of Mexico flags, people. They told them, I think they told them, get out of here with those Mexican flags. 1,000 people there 4 hours ago. Let's see. Woodland Hills, California.
Protests, and so far so good. No incidents of violence.
Look at traffic's moving. What is this?
So hopefully it'll stay this way.
Are these liberals?
The day,
are these Democrats?
All over the country where these protests are taking place. There's always the opportunity for people who don't have the best intentions to come in and spoil an otherwise peaceful gathering. Let's hope things
completely
are okay.
peaceful
Tell me
gathering.
What's going
This
on
is
in your area.
This is a very peaceful protest. This is the way it's supposed to be. Fly your American flags. Tell us what you stand for. And try to win us over to your side. Use your words. Did they learn that being a 3-year-old and having temper tantrums and yelling and screaming and throwing bricks and that doesn't work? Stopping traffic. Uh-oh. Something's going on here.
Oh my God.
7 hours ago.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That person is unconscious. So hurt. She got trampled by horses.
Oh, yeah, he definitely got stepped on. Oh, my goodness.
Oh my God. You're getting trampled by a horse. Oh my God. Ramadan. Oh my God.
Yeah, he looks like he's hurt. Fox. Trump, upside down flags. Rainbow flags. You know, you can't really say much about this. As long as it's peaceful, say what you want. Get your message out. Win people over. It's the way it's supposed to be.
The people united will never be divided. The people united will never be divided. The people united will never be divided.
No Kings protest. Los Angeles. Tons and tons of people out in the streets. It's definitely an awesome thing to see. I definitely don't agree with their message, but it's good to... Uh-oh, what do we got here? Somebody didn't get the memo? There's a couple of Mexican flags going on in this one. Now, ICE is not going to go out of LA. It doesn't matter how much you protest. The protest will not interfere with ICE doing their job. We elected Donald Trump to do this job.
Or the 250th birthday. Hey, it's Chris Adler. Not only is it Flag Day or the 250th birthday of the United States Army, but it's also President Trump's birthday. It's also been dubbed No King's Day, where thousands of protesters are hitting the streets across the nation protesting Trump's policies on immigration, specifically his raids against the undocumented community. Behind me, hundreds of people have hit the streets of downtown LA protesting the policies and criticizing President Trump. The protests are expected throughout the day.
Is it weird that she's kind of dressed ready for... It looks like she's dressed ready for a riot.
But it's also President Trump's birthday. It's also been dubbed...
Oh, BG on the scene. Let's see what we got. BG on the scene. He's always got some pretty good videos. He's just right in the middle of the heat. What's up with the purple? No kings, solidarity. Oh, it doesn't look too bad. What is this? This is what was going on. So these are the things here. If this stuff breaks out later, everything these guys did all day long will be overshadowed by a few morons. This is what the left really looks like. This is the real left right here. The morons, the idiots. Ba-boom. Boom. Bang. Yes, this is what we elected. This is what we voted for. No longer are you going to be allowed to just spit in the face of the people that we elected to take care of the problem in this country of illegal immigration. Looks like looks almost like the Ghostbusters building there. Lots of people out there protesting today. Lots of people protesting. Let's see what we got. Okay, LA, even in LA, nothing really going on here. Let's check Seattle. Let's see what's going on over in Seattle. Seattle, let's see. No, well, we're still on Los Angeles. Seattle, no kings. Let's see. What is this? Welcome to Seattle, people. They call it Meal Team 6. What is going on here? The Gravy Seals. Oh, jeez. People are brutal. All right, let's see what Seattle looks like. We got the Giant Liberty. The Giant Liberty is the biggest liberty. The greatest. Don't see any sound in that video.
Donald Trump! Fuck Donald Trump! Fuck Donald Trump! Fuck Donald.
Language, people, language. That's Sacramento. Come on, Seattle. Off the Seattle light rail. No kings. Protest. Space Needle, people. There's the Space Needle. Lots and lots of people out here today. Seattle. Marching toward the Space Needle. Thousands of people. They're just marching away. No violence, no fires, no burning flags, no foreign flags. Whoever organized this put out a message to them, told them exactly what to bring, exactly how to be. They have to try to get the American people on their side because the American people are not on their side. No kings. Nice. On top of the bridge. Rally after rally after rally.
The people united will never be divided. The people united will never be divided.
More American flags. It's Flag Day, people. Democracy, not dictatorship. I'm sorry. I am sorry. But you people who are out here touting democracy, the end of democracy, a threat to democracy. We are not a democracy. We are not a democracy, people. We are a constitutional republic. Democracy is mob rules. Every democracy devolves down into chaos. We are a constitutional republic. The Constitution is our guardrails. We elect people to make the decisions for us. Trending right now, Mr. Tim Walz. Tim Walz is probably trending because he called it a political assassination, what happened earlier in the day. Yeah, Seattle. Even Seattle looks pretty peaceful. I don't see a lot of foreign flags being flown. It looks like just demonstrate. Yeah, this is how they get people out there. That's funny. $500 is what you're being paid. Anybody want to make $500 up to $1,000 if you can instigate the violation of your First Amendment rights? $1,000, people. Get to the protests. To everyone participating in the No Kings protest in Seattle today, need something? Please don't hesitate to ask one of our officers. That is funny. Nice outfit. There's where the protest is going. Amazing. It looks to me like traffic is still flowing. Nobody's disrupting traffic. Everybody's marching where they should be marching. And carrying American flags. Well, let's see how long this is going to last for. If these protests are going to remain civil, if they're going to remain peaceful, or if they're going to go off the rails. If I were betting, I would say they're going to go off the rails as soon as the sun goes down. But I also would have bet against the protest today being so civil. So I am happy to see that the Democrats are finally figuring out that you get more people to listen to you when you do not act like a 3-year-old. Put your message out there. We can hear you. Use your megaphones. Use your signs, your markers, whatever you want to use, blow up dolls, whatever. But don't impede traffic. Don't light cars on fire, and do not light the American flag on fire. Well, that's all I'm going to do for now. If this situation gets out of control, I'll be on in a little while to update this day of protesting around the country to see. Actually, one more place I want to take a look at before I go. I want to see what's going on in Denver. Denver's another big liberal stronghold here. Let's take a look and see what's going on in Denver. No Kings. Is that Kennedy? Kennedy. They're putting Kennedy up there. There's no sound to these videos here. Although if you were watching this broadcast earlier, I didn't have any sound at all. So, yeah, more American flags. Doesn't matter what city we go to, you're not seeing foreign flags being flown. I don't see any Palestinian flags except for at Jamie Raskin's event. Here we got Antifa, a little Antifa going on. No Kings in Denver. No Kings in Denver. What the heck? Colorado stands with immigrants. Hey, we all stand with immigrants. The illegals who came here and tried to jump the line of people who fought to get to the point that they're at with immigration, trying to become, whether they're trying to get their green cards, whether they're trying to get their citizenship, all these people who tried to jump the line. Even the immigrants who are trying to do things legally the right way don't support what is going on. No Kings. Boston. Denver. Okay. And one more thing we're going to look at. Minnesota assassination. We'll take one more update on that real quick. I don't think there's been much of an update. Cold-blooded assassination. We know who did it now.
We're here today because an unspeakable tragedy has unfolded in Minnesota. My good friend and colleague, Speaker Melissa and her husband Mark, were shot and killed early this morning in what appears to be a politically motivated assassination.
A politically motivated assassination, people, by somebody who was appointed by the man speaking, Tim Walz.
The people of Minnesota with grace, compassion, humor, and a sense of service. She was a formidable public servant, a fixture and a giant in Minnesota. She woke up every day determined to make this state a better place. She is irreplaceable, and we've been missed by so many.
And she was murdered by your appointee.
Her family, her loved ones, her children, and her parents. My prayers. We're here today.
I am closely his Attorney General Pam Bondi, and she says, I'm closely monitoring developments in Minnesota after what appears to be a targeted attack against lawmakers. The FBI is on the ground investigating this case alongside state and local partners. This horrific violence will not be tolerated and will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. And in case you missed it earlier, this is the gentleman who is the suspect for the assassination, Mr. Vance Bolter. He served as the director of security patrols and was an appointee of Governor and former vice presidential candidate Tim Walz. This man, for whatever reason, decided that because the senator and the representative did not vote in a way that he thought they should be voting, he decided to take it upon himself to unalive them. This guy, a Democrat, a leftist, the left is eating themselves, people. They have lost their compass. They have no direction. They have no policies. Everything about them is anti-Trump. That's all they know how to be, is anti-Trump. If Trump's doing it, we're against it. Well, Trump's doing a lot of things that the majority of the country wants a president to do. And if you get on the other side of that, you keep taking up against him, well, you're championing the 20%. You're giving the Republicans everything. You don't have to disagree with everything that he's doing. And these people, these two who were shot last night, one of them killed, along with her husband. They decided to vote in a way that their constituents want them to. The majority of this country wants to get the illegal immigrants, not the immigrants, the illegal immigrants out of the country. Now, what's funny is the mayor of Los Angeles was given a poll by CNN, and it was a poll that was done, I think, by NBC or ABC. And the poll said that 56% of the country supports Donald Trump and what he's doing and how he's doing it. And she said, well, we are here in Los Angeles. We are a city of immigrants. And if you dig down deeper into the polls, you'll see that the people in our city are not for those things. And what's funny is CNN ended up doing a poll with immigrants. And the majority of the immigrants, the illegal immigrants, came back and said to the tune of 70%. It was actually over 70%. Over 70% of them agreed with what Donald Trump is doing. And that's the immigrant community. That is the minority community. I am part of the minority community. I agree. I voted for Donald Trump. I did not vote for Donald Trump in 2016, but I did in this election. And I voted for him to do exactly what he's doing right now. Everything, all of it, from the tariffs, inflation, the price of gas, although I live in one of the only states in the entire country who decide to tax the crap out of its own citizens to travel. But here you have the majority of the country supporting and electing Donald Trump to do exactly what he's doing and what he has been doing. He is the Luigi Mangione for murdering a healthcare CEO, and now you have the assassination of a representative from Minnesota and the attempted assassination of a senator from Minnesota. Is the left going to put this man on a pedestal as well because they voted against their own party, because they voted in a way that their party that is only supported by 27% right now, a 27% approval rating, this is what they have become. They're killing their own politicians, killing their own people. And sad to say, Melissa Hortman and her husband leave behind, I believe, 2 kids as a result of another lunatic leftist who decided to take a gun and use that to take the life of a politician that did not vote in the way that he thought they should have. Both Democrats. Mr. William Coffin. Apparently, the left was trying to frame this as it. Now, look at what he says here. Multiple target assassination attempts. He says, Democrat Party. Multiple targeted assassination attempts by right-wing extremists in Minnesota. Oh, my goodness. I got to see the comments on this. Both were reported murdered, weren't they? No, only one was reported murdered. As far as I know, I don't think they ever said that Hoffman was murdered. Both spouses shot dead. Top news story. Should be the top news story. Shame on MAGA and MSN. This is way too funny. Look at the shooter, Bolter, was a Tim Walz appointee. Yes, we are going to like that. Nobody's saying anything on that. No suspect has been identified. No motive. Manifesto exists but not released. No verified connection to any political group or ideology. All of a sudden, this gets released. Right-wing extremist jumping the gun here. No confirmation who this person is yet. Who was the right-wing extremist? Right-wing? Has that been confirmed or is it a guess? Wow. This is what was going on in the left. The left had this idea that it was the right who was assassinating them. No, people, your party is in chaos right now. If you are a Democrat, if you are on the left, your party is in chaos right now. Absolute chaos. You have your own people killing your own politicians. Very well, it was a liberal nut job who pulled this off. Everybody is showing that this guy was not a right-wing extremist like the left wanted to portray it as, like the left wanted it to be. And all they can see is that, no, This was not a political assassination to kick off a civil war between Republicans and Democrats. This is a assassination that is kicking off a civil war within the Democrat Party. Now let's see how many other Democrats are going to vote against the party that has now brought itself to the point where they're killing their own people who are voting against what their party is trying to push. And I mean, you can't blame these two for voting against their own party when the majority of this country is behind the way that they voted. They're voting in a direction that supports how the American people feel about these issues. A very small percentage. That small percentage, they're the ones that are out there protesting today. Those protests, great protests, but it's a smaller percentage. The majority of the country is not out there protesting today. The majority of the country is enjoying their Saturday. They're enjoying their Saturday, whether it's gardening, working. Most of them, I mean, I would assume, working. Something these people on the left seem not to be able to do. They've been protesting for the last, week? Protesting for the last week. Do they even have jobs? Do any of them have jobs? Well, let's see. According to some of the things that we were reading earlier, they were getting paid $500 to show up for anywhere from between $200 and $500 to show up for the protest today. Pretty crazy. Look at the comments that are going on here. You had the Democrats who were trying to say jump the gun, saying that it was a right-wing extremist that assassinated the politicians in Minnesota. And the reality was it was another lunatic leftist. I mean, we really need mental illness. Has to be the focus, the supreme focus of the next election. Mental illness seems to be such a plague in this country. Now, all you have to do is walk around these liberal cities, and you can see the mental illness everywhere. It's like a disease. It's infectious. It's everywhere. On the street corners. It's horrible. Yes, for those of you that know me, I had a truck fly my Trump flags on the back of it, my American flag on the back of it. And I lived in Massachusetts. I've lived in Washington State. I've lived in New Hampshire. And I came down. I parked my truck in a parking lot, went into the store, came out. You have people who just think that it's okay for them to damage other people's property. You can disagree with my politics. You can disagree with the things that I believe in. You have every right to disagree with it. But you do not have a right to damage my property. And that is what the left can't seem to figure out. Today, it seems like they figured it out. That the protests that are going on, this No Kings protest, is seems like a very well organized protest. Their message went out to all people across the entire country, with the exception of that one protest that was in New York that was flying Palestinian flags for some reason. And this looks like the representative who was shot and killed, Melissa Hortman, and her husband, who were killed. And here is the senator who was shot, and it looks like he's going to be recovering. This is a political assassination, yes. Political assassination it was, and it was a political assassination of Democrats by Democrats for Democrats.
By that vote, and I know that people will be hurt by that vote, and I'm.
This was right after she voted.
We worked very hard to try
against the Democrat Party. She cast her vote. She is a Democrat, but she had to cast her vote, and she cast her vote against party lines.
And I'm.
And she was killed for it.
We worked very hard to.
And this assassination, this assassination was, this assassination is being hidden, really, by the protests that are going on today. It should be top news, but it's being buried because of this No Kings protest.
I'm not ashamed to say I've got moments of fear. Of course I do. So do you. But I and you are more than simply afraid. We are furious.
Tim Walz.
You'll hear from law enforcement officials who will share with you what they can as up-to-minute update on the situation here in Minnesota. You're going to be joined by Commissioner Bob Jacobson, BCA Superintendent Drew Evans, State Patrol Colonel Christina Bogoyevich, Champlain Park Police Chief Snyder, and Brooklyn Park Police Chief Mark Bruley, as well as the Mayor of Brooklyn Park. We're here today because an unspeakable tragedy has unfolded in Minnesota. My good friend and colleague, Speaker Melissa Hortman, and her husband Mark were shot and killed early this morning in what appears to be a politically motivated assassination.
Do you think Tim Walz knew at this point when he was delivering this speech saying that it was a politically motivated assassination because they were both Democrats? Do you think he knew at that point that they were both killed by a man that he knew and that he appointed? What do you think? I would have loved to have seen the look on his face when he was told who the assassin was.
Speaker Hortman was someone who served the people of Minnesota.
For them to all of a sudden realize that their rhetoric has gotten away from them so much
public servant,
that they're not just trying to assassinate Donald Trump anymore. They are trying to assassinate anybody who goes against their own party.
She is irreplaceable, and we've been missed by so many. Minnesota's thoughts and prayers are with her family, her loved ones, her children, and her parents. My prayers also go out to State Senator John Hoffman and his wife Yvette, who were each shot multiple times. The Hoffmans are out of surgery at this time and receiving care, and we are cautiously optimistic they will survive this assassination attempt. This was an act of targeted political violence. Peaceful discourse is the foundation of our democracy. We don't settle our differences with violence or at gunpoint.
Unless you're a Democrat. Democrats seem to be the only ones doing that, where they disagree with Donald Trump, so they try to kill him. They disagree with Melissa Hoffman, so they try to, Melissa Hortman, I'm sorry, so they try to kill her. And anybody who decides to go up against what the left is trying to accomplish, anybody who steps out of line in their party, this is what they can expect. You know, it was not too long ago that we had Comey walking the beaches and coming across his seashells, 8647. Well, I mean, take a look, people. This is what the left leads to. This is what the ideologies of the left leads to. If they're not assassinating Republicans or trying to assassinate Republicans, now anybody who steps out of line in their own party, you also are the target. Look at this. No kings, 8647. Whoever made this sign, can we call that free speech? That's a death threat on the president right there. That's what I would say it is.
Motivated assassination took place. At least several people have lost their lives, all Democrats in Minnesota. Why did this happen? Well, of course, one deranged individual carried this out and had a manifesto. Of course, we put the number one blame on that individual who police haven't caught yet. But why did this happen? In the last several days, Donald Trump has attacked Tim Walz verbally, the governor of Minnesota. The political climate keeps rising and rising and rising and gets heated. And the leader, at least the supposed leader of the United States of America, keeps attacking politicians. When is this going to end? We always hear that it's the left that's the violent group. Well, again, that's not the case here because obviously this was someone that was specifically targeting Democrats.
This guy has to. I mean, dude, you got to delete your video. Delete your video. At least figure out what is going on and get that off the internet because you look like a fool.
In Minnesota. When are we going to put some of the responsibility?
Look at all these people who just have no clue what is going on.
Republicans would be talking about this for years. But now they don't.
It is not Donald Trump who's amping up the rhetoric guy. It is 100% the left who is amping up the rhetoric. It is 100% the left who is out there attempting to assassinate politicians, be it Republicans or Democrats who step out of line. Understand who it is that you're supporting right now, my guy.
Any responsibility on Donald Trump. He just attacked the governor of Minnesota, and then literally hours later, this guy with a manifesto going after Democrats that are in office, elected officials. This is not a coincidence. And
it's not a coincidence.
Partial responsibility is absolutely the orange.
They were going after Tim Walz, and they went after Tim Walz in a congressional session. And what did they go after him for? Because he allowed his state to get out of control. He allowed lawlessness in his state. And look at what happens when you allow lawlessness in your state. People get assassinated because they feel that there's no consequence. The left needs to wake up. The people who are asleep over there. People like this guy who have no clue about anything that's going on. Pushing the limits. Trump is partially responsible for Democrat assassinations in Minnesota. This guy has no idea what he's talking about. You got to delete that, my guy, because you look foolish. Here's the man who did it, a Tim Walz appointee. Notice of appointment for Vance Bolter, a Democrat. Shelter in place, Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Shelter in place has been removed. Minnesota State Patrol. Okay, violence isn't the answer. Voting is. Yeah. Good job, guys. Good job. Good job to the left. Lives have been taken because these people didn't vote the way that they thought that they should have. Oh.
Sur terre, all the riches of this world, toutes les richesses de ce monde, can fill our heart. Ne peuvent pas remplir nos cœurs. Because you were made by God. Parce que tu as été créé par Dieu. You were made for God. Tu as été créé pour Dieu. Even in.
Okay, so here's Vance Bolter in Congo. Interesting, very interesting. Preaching to a congregation at an evangelical church.
In the heavens above, même dans le ciel là, all the angels roam. Tous les anges là au ciel. Some say Satan was over the head of worship. D'autres disent que Satan était le numéro 1 de l'adoration. He was the highest of high in the heavens. Il était l'ange le plus élevé au ciel. Underneath God. Je n'ai pas besoin de ça. Was that enough? Est-ce que ça, ce n'était pas suffisant pour lui? Was that enough? Est-ce que ça, ce n'était pas suffisant pour le diable? No. Non. He said, I want to be higher. Il voulait devenir encore plus. I want more. Je voudrais plus encore. If you don't have the word of God, si tu n'as pas la parole de Dieu, you will never be happy on this earth. Tu ne seras jamais heureux ici sur terre. Even in the heavens above. Même là au ciel.
If you don't have tampons in the men's room,
could be the highest angel. Tu peux être l'ange le plus élevé. And if you're not content with the word of God, mais si tu n'es pas.
Crazy day. Isn't it crazy? See, if the assassination took place and it was a right-wing extremist, you wouldn't see anything about the No Kings protest. All they would be playing all day long is the right-wing extremist who assassinated 2 Democrats or attempted to assassinate a second Democrat after assassinating a first one. You would see it everywhere. That's all you would see. You would see every single news anchor talking about it. But as soon as it came out that it's a Democrat who assassinated the Democrats, that news story becomes untouchable for them. They can only spin it in one particular way.
Spokane.
Let's see what's going on here.
On her support. Everyone, I'm about to head into downtown Spokane to live stream the No Kings riots, which is what they will end up being. And I was made aware of a post from Lisa Brown, the mayor of Spokane, about her doubling down on her support for No Kings this morning, even in the face of a Democrat lawmaker being brutally assassinated along with her husband in Minnesota. Lisa Brown, you need to condemn No Kings. The Spokane City Council, you need to condemn No Kings. Bob Ferguson, you need to condemn No Kings. Bruce Harrell, you need to condemn No Kings. And Antifa, the more that you guys play along, the more you are pigeonholing yourself into a corner, and you will be subjected to this.
Mr. Whitaker, I like what you're saying. Sounds like you're from out this way. I'm going to give you a follow, sir.
And you guys have been complicit in this. If you do not condemn them and start getting your heads together and realizing these people do not care about you, that you are a tool for them to get their ideological Marxist agendas across the legislative threshold, then you need to wake the heck up. Condemn.
It is time to get Marxism out of this country. It's time to get these people out who think that they can be empowered enough to assassinate our lawmakers. These people who think that, look at this, common sense. This guy's called Common Sense. Absolutely hilarious. He's a PhD and a CEO, and it says Trump is 100% responsible for creating the environment for political assassinations to happen. Minnesota tragedy is Trump's fault. Let's be clear-eyed about it. Common sense, we are calling you out. Common sense. Let's see. What can we say here? Let's see. Guess you spoke too soon as the left continues to eat itself into oblivion. What a donkey. Maybe that's why they are donkeys. Look at this. I haven't seen this yet. This is the first screenshot. This is how he showed up, looking like a police officer with a mask on. This is from the security camera footage revealing that the suspect in the Minnesota assassination, Vance Bolter, was wearing a latex mask when he approached the homes of elected officials. Imagine 2 o'clock in the morning, your doorbell rings and you look out and that's what you see. Who the heck is opening their door? Who's opening their door for this guy? Huh. Here's another one. Blaming Trump. Let's see. Actually, you know what? Let's go back here. This is pretty amazing here. Let's repost this. We're gonna Yashar Ali. Give you a little shout out here. Let's go back in and look at the. Let's copy this and then we'll go back and just gonna have to keep pasting this into their comments here. These people are donkeys. Absolute donkeys. Escalating right-wing rhetoric. Yep. Angus Beef, you are on notice here. Hey, here we go. KC, if you blamed MAGA in a tweet for the senseless assassination of Democrat lawmakers in Minnesota and another one injured before the facts came out, it's okay to delete your blatant lie. Unless, of course, you don't care to truly stop fanning the flames of political violence. Love it. My guy here, let's give KC a follow. We're going to give KC a follow here. Love it up. Look at this guy. What'd you do to your car? Look at this guy. Blood on your hands. You should resign in shame for backing a movement that led to the assassination of democratically elected leaders in Minnesota today. Who is this person talking to? Replying to Bernie Sanders. I like it. I like it. What did Bernie Sanders have to say about this? Bernie Sanders talking about the No Kings protest. No Kings protest. Iran's nuclear program. We haven't talked at all about Israel today. Wow. Bernie Sanders did not even mention, otherwise he must have deleted it. But he didn't even mention anything to do. He didn't even mention the assassination. Wow. Lots of craziness today, people. Lots of craziness. But I am going to sign off for now. I will be back on later. Be sure to check us out when we come back on. I'm going to see how the No Kings protest progresses. Hopefully it stays as peaceful as it has been all day. We've been covering as much of it as we can in as many cities as we can in every single one of the cities. The protests all looked amazing. They looked, they had American flags. They were not flying foreign flags. They were not blocking traffic. It looked like everybody was being peaceful. It's the way a protest should look. So kudos to the organizers of the No Kings protest. But let's see how what happens when the sun goes down. Let's see what happens when the people start sundowning. And then we'll go from there. Thank you for tuning in. Remember to like, subscribe. We are on right now. This is my private Facebook account, my personal Facebook account, I should say, not private. Because America's Tribune on Facebook, they took the Facebook page away from me. We had some viral posts that were doing pretty good on there. We've got about 23,000 people that follow, another like 7,000 or 8,000 people that 23,000 people subscribed and like another 7,000, so 30,000 people total. But they stripped me of the ability to control my own page. They want me to create an LLC or an actual business for America's Tribune, which we are in the process of doing now. And so I can get control of that Facebook page back. So that is why you don't see much going on the Facebook page for America's Tribune. It is... I am fighting to get my control back, and in order to do so, I have to show ownership of the page, which I have all of my stuff for it. But there's one more thing I got to do, and then I can get the control back and should be able to start posting on there again. But right now, we're running my personal Facebook page. Same thing happened over on TikTok. So they completely deleted everything on TikTok. And now on TikTok, we are using just the personal page. So we had, I think we got like 12,000 followers in a matter of like 3 weeks. And then TikTok completely deleted us. So now I'm using the personal David Rouslet. And using that to run all of our America's Tribune stuff on there as well. So stay tuned on there. But right now we are live broadcasting on whether you're watching us on Facebook, on YouTube, on X, on Instagram, or on Rumble. Please give us a follow, like the video, and I appreciate you. I will see you when I come back on. Thanks for watching.